Graduated Driver License, GDL. In 2001, New Jersey sought to enhance driver preparation and safety by implementing a multi-stage driver licensing system known as the Graduated Driver License GDL program. The system gradually introduces driving privileges to first-time drivers, extends their practice driving time, and requires a minimum age of 18 in order to receive the unrestricted basic driver license. GDL restriction placed upon the first-time drivers must be strictly adhered to. Failure to do so may result in a fine of $100 of suspension of a motorist driving privilege. Special learner permit restriction. No driving between 11:01 p.m. and 5 a.m. No using handheld or hands-free cell phones or any other electronic devices. Permit holder must be accompanied in the front seat by an adult supervising driver who is at least 21 years of age and who possesses a valid New Jersey driver's license and has a minimum of 3 years driving experience. Passengers are limited to any parent, guardian, or dependent of the special permit holder and one additional passenger. Permit holder and all passengers must wear seatbelts, must display decals or license plate. Examinations permit restrictions. No driving between 11:01 p.m. and 5 a.m. No using handheld or hands-free cell phones or any other electronic devices. Permit holder must be accompanied in the front seat by an adult supervising driver who is at least 21 years of age and who possesses valid New Jersey driver's license and has a minimum of 3 years driving experience. Passengers are limited to depend for the permit holder and one additional passenger unless accompanied by a parent guardian. Permit holder and all passengers must wear seatbelts, must display decals, license plate. Probational driver license restrictions. No driving between 11:00 p.m. and 5 a.m. No using handheld or hands-free cell phones or any other electronic devices. If the examination permit or probationary license holder is 21 years of age or older, our passenger and decal restrictions do not apply. Passengers are limited to depends of the probationary license holder and one additional person unless accompanied by a parent guardian. Probational license holder and all passengers must wear seatbelts, must display decals on license plates. All GDL drivers under the age of 21 who possesses a permit or probationary license are required to display 2 visible red reflective decals distributed through the NVC on any vehicle they operate. One decal is to be displayed on the top left corner of the rear license plate and the other on the top left corner of the front license plate. The 2 removable decals are provided at the time a permit is issued for a fee of $4. Additional decals are available for $4 per pair at any NVC license center. GTL driver exceptions. Exceptions to the hours of rule for permit and probationary drivers under the age of 21. Proof of a need to drive during the prohibited hours for employment or religion. For an exception, the motorist must carry eligible certification to indicate these needed from his/her employer or religious official on the official letterhead of the business, organization, or religious institution with the signature of the certifying official and his/her name, title, address, and phone number. Note: if the student driver commits a traffic offense, responsibility will be with both the student and instructor of adult supervising driver. All motorists who possesses a probationary driver license, whose probationary license period is not extended by the MVC beyond the standard 12 months, must visit a MVC license center to upgrade to a basic driver license after the end of those 12 months. Motorists who fail to do so will remain subject to the probationary driver license restrictions and could be cited by law enforcement for violation the restriction and could be cited by law enforcement for violating the restrictions. Special learner permits for New Jersey residents. Any New Jersey resident who is at least 16 years old and is not suspension status may enroll in a behind the wheel driver training course to obtain a special learner permit at any MVC license center. The applicant must have the signed consent of his/her parent guardian, must be enrolled in a behind-the-wheel driver training course approved by the NJ Department of Education or conducted by commercial driving school, and must pass the MVC's knowledge test in vision screening. An approved course is 6 full hours or behind the wheel instruction in a dual control vehicle. These hours are exclusive of time spent in MVC for permit purchasing or testing. The instructor must purchase the permit, which is valid for 2 years. After an applicant fills out the form with his/her personal information and provides 6 points of ID verification, proof of residential address, and proof of social security number, the instructors can purchase a permit at any MVC license center. Upon completion of the approved driver training course and before practice driving, the permit holder must have the permit validated at any MVC license center with a driver testing center. Examinations permit for New Jersey residents. Any New Jersey resident who is at least 17 years old and is not suspension status can obtain a driver examination permit at any MVC license center. The examination permit is different from a student learner permit because the applicant does not have to be a student. An instructor is not necessary. The MVC will validate the permit for practice driving after the applicant passes the required knowledge test or vision screening. Results are valid for 2 years. Note: most agencies conduct knowledge testing and vision screening to find out which MVC licensing centers offers driver's testing service. Check online www.njmvc.gov or call 609-292-6500. Note, a driver examination permit is required even if the motorist possesses a valid license from another state. See examination permits for out-of-state driver.